Eko Atlantic has successfully completed over 80% of the land reclamation and is now moving into the next phase of its land reclamation efforts with the commencement of Phase 5.
So I don't know if I'm the only one that's both excited and a bit concerned about what's happening in Eko Atlantic. Excited because I've had some transactions in Eko Atlantic and they have been mainly apartments, because that's what many people can afford because it has a payment plan. And I have a client like literally waiting for the new the phase 4 to be released so that he can purchase like a residential. He doesn't want something too commercial. And so in a business perspective, Eko Atlantic growing, we rank for a couple of keywords on Eko Atlantic, and we have a lot of Eko Atlantic videos. So I have like a a very interesting stream of clients that want to purchase property in Eko Atlantic come to me. But then it's just so difficult to shake out the environmental risk that pumping 90 million cubic square meters of sand to reclaim 10 million square meters of land would cause Lagos.
The sand filling process for this new phase starts following the successful completion of Phase 4 and extends into the designated areas of the city.
Both from an aquatic perspective, from a climate perspective, from a structural perspective. I mean, I know we've heard stories and we've seen reports that the Great Wall is done by a professional German company, and that Great Wall of Lagos, about over 8 kilometers, can withstand the worst climatic conditions for the next 1,000 years. But let's say you have high tide, which Lagos had recently, and it's hitting on the wall. It has to go to the left and go to the right. And that water has to find somewhere to stay. I think at this point in time that Lagos has too many islands. Lagos has too many reclamations. I mean, I did a video where I was speaking to somebody about the reclaiming of Makoko. Apparently, there was an approval, and the Minister of Works came out to say that he arrested the person in charge. But if you go to that video, I'll probably link it up here. The developer of that video at FPT Coral or something, he came to the comment section of that and told me that I was not making an informed conclusion, that they have all of the approvals, that everything they are doing is approved and they are going on ahead, that work hasn't stopped. And which reminds me of this thing that this private commentator Durubond said.
Aja also, I think there's a lot of reclamation happening around Aja going down to my
Baduri,
yes.
Ado Road.
Yes.
But that's not even reclamation alone. They're also doing dredging. And then you now tell me that nature will not want to force back and take its own hand of flesh someday.
If you've been following me for a while, this shouldn't be a surprise to you, because I've constantly wondered about Aja, I've wondered about Chevron, that's the Ebano I talked about. I've also talked about illegal islands. Now, anytime I say it, some people are like, I should mention names. You need to understand that the government is not constant. It changes every 4 years. Now, this commissioner, you clearly heard him say that he's the one preventing them from getting the approval. But in about 2-3 years' time, he's no longer going to be there. Now, the only reason why this commissioner is able to stand up to them is because he was already wealthy, influential before he became a commissioner. But tomorrow now, they go and put a poor person there that is trying to make way for himself. That person can easily be compromised. And then I end up looking like a fool after coming here to say, avoid there. But then behind, government has gone to approve those places. So I can't put myself in that situation.
Everybody is trying to be at the CBD, Central Business District of Lagos. Everybody's trying to be close to Lekki, everybody's trying to be close to VI, everybody's trying to be close to Ikoyi. And when we don't have the land, we sand fill. Everybody's trying to be at Aja, we sand fill. That's at one point. Secondly, everybody wants to be close to water. Everybody wants a water view. I hail diasporas. Everybody wants a water view. And many people forget that even some estates, like, there are issues of even mosquitoes if not handled well. But that's on the one hand. Let's go back to the environmental risk, like the combination of this much intense dredging. And bear in mind that Lagos is already below sea level. This intense dredging. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I know there was even also a lot of controversy that was surrounding Eko Atlantic's environmental impact assessment, which was almost the same thing that happened with the coastal road. Because the truth of the matter is that when these things happen, and when you're taking decisions, you don't always see the results immediately in 1 year, 2 years, probably 10 years, probably even a different generation starts to see the impact. So if the waves are, first of all, hitting on the wall, and it has to go somewhere, that all of that energy needs to be channeled somewhere, and mostly to be more vulnerable communities that don't have the same defense, that don't have the same sophistication and artistry and the same amount of preparation that hyper luxurious estates or addresses like Eko Atlantic wield. They will be at the chopping block, and in fact there have already been reports about this even already happening. Then you're talking about the displacement of aquatic marine life. So many species will go extinct, and just the whole balance of the ecosystem is thrown is thrown into a disarray, so to speak. So are we having researchers look into these things? Are we writing papers? Are we trying to replenish? Or is it just the fact that any developer sees anywhere and it's close to like a really, really good area, and they can, first of all, sand fill and then dredge? It's something that is, I wouldn't act that it doesn't bother me. Because even though we are selling Lagos State, and Lagos State is, I hope our government, I hope the people that are, that people that are concerned, our stakeholders, are asking these questions. And I hope we are actually planning for this. And I hope we are also making sure that even as we are building this laudable, very fantastic, doesn't even bring it to call it. I will not stop selling it. So if you're interested in the Eko Atlantic, you can reach out to me. But this is something that the conversation should continually be open, so that we make sure that we are not building for the future and also in the same breath destroying the future. Because if if it all goes down, if the whole place is flooded, and if we are having severe issues, tidal issues, I don't think, first of all, the value that we are projecting would be as much, so to speak, and it's not even like where we would want to live. So the environmentalist, the analyst, you guys are free to weigh into this. Is there even any need for me to be, for one to be worried, basically, by the fact that there's just so many reclamations, so much dredging happening, there's so much activity that's impacting. I mean, once as land finished in Lagos, that's why shout out to people that are going outward, going to Ibejileki, going to Ekpe. There's still land, there's still massive land. Beachwood estates, the mixed Africas of this world, the Alaro cities. These people, they built their estates, on solid ground, on ground that Mother Nature has already given to us. Which leads me to my final question. Was Eko Atlantic City the only way we could have stemmed? Because it was okay, it was in response to stemming the tide of the Atlantic. Was that the only way we could have done that? Anyways, this is the Ownahome TV show. Yeah, Ownahome, we believe owning a home, owning the property should not make you lose sleep. So we are committed to giving you the very best property recommendations and insider real estate agents. Kindly like, kindly share, and kindly subscribe. I'll see you at the very next video. Bye-bye.
The recent arrival of the TSHD Bonny River, a high-capacity trailing suction hopper dredger, supports this effort by replacing the TSHD Braidel. The Bonny River significantly enhances operational efficiency, boasting with an average delivery capacity of 9,000 to 10,000 cubic meters of sand per trip, in contrast to TSHD Braidel's 7,000 cubic meters. The TSHD Bonny River measures about 158 meters long and 30 meters wide, featuring a maximum draft of 10 meters designed for speed, scale, and sustainability. Meanwhile, the development of infrastructure and building construction is progressing steadily across phases 1 to 4. This ambitious, privately funded project was launched to protect the low-lying areas of Victoria Island and Lekki from the encroaching Atlantic Ocean, which once posed a significant environmental threat.